Good morning, everybody. It's another day here at Las Conchas del Mar, here in the Philippines, Panay Island. Well, yesterday the guys missed work. Everybody did. No work day. Right in the middle of the week. They have this national ID now, and I mentioned it already. Each Parak and a barangay had a time set up to go and get their national ID. So the guys thought they were going to work half day, and it would all be done by morning in the morning time because it was supposed to all be pre-set up for their Parak. But it ended up being an all-day thing for some of them. That's the Philippines right there, just sitting all day long, missing work, everything. So yesterday, Melinda and we go to the city to run some errands, do some things, and I had a lot more I wanted to do, but I had to rush back here real quick and try to be here for their half day. You know, they'd be starting at 1 o'clock because I had some things I need to show them before they put forms on a wall and close it up. I hurried, didn't finish my stuff in the city, drove home really quick, got here, 1 o'clock, there's no people. What the heck? 1:15, no people. Melinda sees one of her cousins that works for us. He's also wondering where they're at, goes and checks. They're all still stuck at the office. No work day. I was grouchy. I'm like, man, I could have stayed in the city. I could have finished my stuff. They need to communicate. They do need to communicate. And nevertheless, it was all right. I come home and just enjoyed the afternoon resting and having a little downtime from this constant build. Well, that's the story on that, and I'm sticking to it. Let's get up here and see what's going on. Thing here, I haven't done seen the new all thread. They call full thread here. We call all thread, they call full thread. And he's ready to go cut it up. We be needing this right here. So he's gonna go cut this up in 1 foot sections for us. And I bought new nuts and washers, and we're ready to go with that. Thing I'm gonna do is get my truck out of here before they mess around and drop something on it from above. But check it out, it says American right across the front. Right, it's perfect. AMEEICA. American right across the front. I had to make sure I was telling the right person, so I went over here and went boop. Okay, yeah, it's him. It's him. Make sure they didn't switch with me. So we're gonna get busy over here working on some walls and discussing stuff here. So we're here in this front little bedroom, and I need this window buck for the next, it came right on out. There you go, you should be able to take it. I need this window buck for the other side of the house over for another room. Yep, so take that one over there and we'll use it again. Don't know what to do. They just bag sand, bag gravel. Busy work. And I've got some things for them to do right now though. Meanwhile, Joelle's taking one of the old door bucks, getting it all cleaned up and prepped, and make sure it's all still screwed together good and braced. I see they removed a couple of his braces, and he's preparing it for a bedroom wall over here. Be reused again and again. So I've got the guys here getting all them old forms right there, that stack. They are now getting transferred back up. That's the forms off the bottom of our beams before that went across through the middle of the rooms, and we're soon going to need those. Like now, we're going to need those. So that's why they've been stacked right there, waiting their opportunity to be used again for another go round. I've got them started on enough now. I can go down and finish up a little video work that I was doing for you guys. So here's repurposing happening again. Mop is getting this air conditioner buck right here for a small little window unit. Everything gets used again and again. That's why I left it there. It just protected it. Here, I'm gonna help you out, Mop. You go to the other side and let me tap that out for you. I'm gonna help him out and I'll get back with you. And there it is. You see this pipe right here. This is all set up in the walls. We hadn't glued it yet till after we do some rendering. This is a drain tube. All going in. There's one over here at this air conditioner too. And when you have these little window units, or these little, I call them window, but with these little wall pass-through units, they have a drain on the bottom. So we'll have a little elbow come up right where that drips, catch that water, goes right into the sewer system around here. So what we'll be doing is making a little P-trap on these outside right here, so it'll drip into a P-trap and then go into the wall. We'll set those up once the air conditioners are actually in and we have proper measurements. Putting a whole bunch of split air units. I'm just not, they're kind of pricey, and we're realists. We know that so near to the salt as we are, and because there's the prevailing wind a good part of the year that comes from there, and storms, that'll just have a solid spray of salt coming across the house here. We've already experienced what it'll do to air conditioners from our other old house right down the beach here. We know that we're gonna have to replace them. The ones that's gonna last the longest will be those right there in the front. That little one I just showed you where we removed the butt, it'll probably last forever. The other opening I just showed you where the other drain is, that one will probably last forever. But anything around to the sides here, it won't. And not even a split air unit, because split air just only puts part of it in the house. The other half is still outside, and the salt will eat it. It absolutely will. The main part of the house upstairs, we're going to use a big split air unit, and I'm going to try to strategically place the outside unit away from catching so much direct salt spray. But you can't try to cover it or wrap it too much, because they have to breathe. They're having to dissipate heat off the condenser. So you don't want to crowd and block its air sources. But I do need to try to minimize the salt damage it's going to take. So yeah, that's another thing that you just have to constantly work and think about living by the salt, and you have to face the fact that there's going to be a maintenance, just like a boat, just like sailboats, cruisers, all of that. They do the same thing. You know you're going to take damage. You know you're going to have to do refits and repairs. You're going to have constant maintenance. You can't make, I mean, you could, but you're going to spend a fortune. Either way, you're going to spend a bunch. Trying to make everything stainless steel, and then did you get good stainless steel? Because front of my boat isn't good stainless steel. Those rails are rusting. My neighbor's house up here that put steel handrails, they didn't get good stainless steel. Told they did, but then time told, and it's showing up with rust in them. They keep having to get somebody to come polish that stainless and remove the rust. So you're going to realize that it's going to take a lot of maintenance to live right up next to the water, especially if you're wanting a really nice place. If you're just wanting to live in a very simple little wood bamboo house, a nipa style, or a little better than that, yeah. But if it's not air conditioned and you got appliances, the salt's going to eat the appliances. It's going to destroy all the electronics. Your TVs aren't going to last long. Your refrigerators aren't going to last long if they got electronics in them. Even sometimes they'll rust underneath and you don't even see it. Anything will be ate by the salt, and that is the truth. Woohoo! And just like that, we got a rain. Try to cover up the tools here. I know this tarp's going to be leaking. Hey, get that bucket right there. So this right here answers a viewer's comment today. I saw, so when you hear this, it's already been days. You step through here, stand underneath this solar panel. So I had a viewer ask, said, I never see you watering the concrete walls after we pour them like they do in the West. And I had replied that one thing is that the guys do come up here. You see this water storage up here on the roof, this big water tank. And see, I put a valve sticking up right there. And so they're constantly taking that pitcher, buckets, and filling that up full of water and dousing the walls and the floors down on a really regular basis. I don't catch a lot of that on video. One thing, you usually don't want to be getting your camera wet, you know, but the next thing is right here. Nature keeps doing it for us. Even though we're in dry season, we're still getting rain, and that's a blessing. I mean, here we are right now, and we just still keep getting rains, and it just keeps naturally watering the concrete for us. I think we've had 1, maybe 2 days here recently that we did not have a rain to come, and so the walls just keep getting wet. Sometimes we have rains all night long, and so the 2 days it was really hot and dry, the guys doused it all down with water. But as you see right now, it's getting all naturally wet again, and this just keeps going. Those forms on that wall over there have been pulled for a couple of days now, and as you can see, they are still wet looking. See, it hadn't cured out like this over here yet because we're keeping it wet and nature's keeping it wet. So there's your answer on that. Now, if we didn't have those rains coming and those guys, it would be hard for us to set up like a sprinkler, because of course we are here working and we're using power tools. The rain's getting harder. I'm gonna have to put this camera away. The solar panel's not enough anymore. Man, we're all underneath one little tarp here. This rain is a blessing. Man, it's a blessing. Super nice rain. But today is their dad's birthday, so they've been down here all preparing up, and oh man, they're making those fried sandwiches again. Those little deep fried sandwiches. It looks like chicken sitting up there. Tulene took a piece of plywood and made the runoff go right down Joel's back. Oh man, what a blessing. What a blessing. What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? It's kind of slowing down. It's been a blessing because we haven't had a normal dry season so far. It's just the beginning of it, but it's not been as hot as normal, and it's been a real blessing. And we keep getting rains. Make sure that salt don't get water on it there. We keep getting rains, you know, that normally are already gone this time of year. Anything to keep the water table up right now. This soil's real permeable. That is strange. Usually Filipinos run from the rain, but there is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I see at least 17 people right in front of us out here swimming. Swimming and it raining. Yeah, I used to never see that. That is just it just seems like everything's changing here. Yeah, seems like everything's changing. Used to be rain and you wouldn't see hardly a soul moving around. Oh, there's even more. Wow. I noticed it's a lot of younger generation. I think some of those superstitions and stuff about getting your back wet or sweating at a certain time, and you know, I used to see them constantly wearing these towels on their backs, right? Always the moms, the grandmas, you know, the titas, the aunties, the lolas, they're all on the children putting towels down their backs and putting powder and all. And I noticed just in the past 2 or 3 years, I don't hardly see that anymore. Very rare. Even when I used to be up in the city, I see them doing that. Very rare. I think some of their old ways and superstitions have died down a little bit with the newer generation. I think the newer generation's not paying as close of attention to those anymore. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest. I'm just saying there's change. There is change. Birthday boy right there. Yeah. His hearing's so bad. Really bad hearing. Thought I'd give a little update of what we've been up here doing. Myself and June working on the inside, tying the wires. We've been putting in the pilot control panel for the jet airplane. All the light switches when you come in the front door. So some of those go to lights down below in the parking area. Some of these go to lights that wrap around the house, like this conduit here. It's coming up here by the front steps. See the front steps right here. Gonna be an outlet outside up here high. That's for, say, like for instance, like somebody said one day, be sure and put outlets for Christmas lights, and that's true. We've done that in the back and the front. Honestly, that comment saved me that day. The gentleman that commented that, because I'm like, you know what, I had not thought of that. So once again, you subscribers, you help me out sometimes, and I appreciate that. So I'm like, man, that is right, we better do that. So I've already done it in the back thanks to that comment, and now I'm doing it here in the front as well. So I appreciate that input very much. Some of you saw me talking about not being able to get those curved tubes. Y'all were talking about doing it in bending this tube in sand and buying a spring and putting inside and all that. We're always bending this tube here. Always. All I ever do is I take that white wire down there. June, can you hand me that wire, please, sir? I just take this. I think it's about like some number 10 wire that I've got right here, kind of like Romex, and it's all twisted and bent up, and I like it that way. I shove this inside that PVC. I don't flatten it out. I leave the spirals and curves and all. I shove it in that PVC. Then I take this solvent right here. I wipe it around on the outside of that PVC. I take a cigarette lighter. See, Mike's got it here handy right now. And we light that up, and that solvent instantly starts burning right on the outside of that PVC, and we shape it however we need to shape it. And that's what I just got done doing. I didn't have my camera here with me, and I just curved this piece right here doing that. So also some of these need to be staggered over, and it may not be the most beautiful, but got that all kind of bent in place. The wires are already inside of those conduits, so I didn't have to really worry about it collapsing. But wherever we need to relieve it and make a little slight bend or whatever we need to do, we do it. We just take and shape it. That's what I did here as well. Just kind of lit it up, and I mean, it don't take, but I'm talking about 15 seconds, if even that, and that solvent burning on there, this stuff just turns to goo. And I just blow it out, give it a blow like a candle, and curve it wherever I can see to curve it around something. Like right here, this mango, I was using this piece of bamboo right here by me, just slipping it behind it and working it around it, and curving it around. Yeah, so we plan on pouring all of this come tomorrow. They done chopped up, made some new hardware here. Look at that, fresh and clean. That's what it look like if you do yours. Even though these are 3/8 pieces of all thread, or full thread as they call, I didn't get 3/8 washers. I got 7/16 washers. Their 3/8 washers were so small, and that's what I did the last time from them too, is I bought 7/16 washers. If you're in a country that has them, you can buy those real big around, they call fender washers. They have a real broad flat shoulder on them, and that's better. Get a 3/8 fender washer that's big and flat. But I'm limited on what's offered here, and these are kind of thin. In the West, they're a little thicker, and the nuts a little thicker too. If I was pouring this all the time thicker than a 4-inch wall, I would probably go with double nutting on this, or I would probably go with 7/16 all thread, not half. Half's too big, and you're gonna have to end up having to make your tubes bigger and your hole bigger in the wall. But you could go with a 7/16 and a nut and a washer, and that would work also. But for here, this particular size of all thread was really easy to find and cheap. But the thicker you make your wall, the more load, more pressure you're gonna put. And the reason I'm saying about that broad fender washer is that if you get a piece of cocoa lumber that's soft and you put all that concrete in there, it's gonna sink. You see how that's kind of sunk where he screwed that down tight right there? We've watched these things before sink. Man, what, when we first started doing this, Joy, we had some sink like 1/2 inch or something, didn't we? Yeah, and we had to stop pouring. And we learned real quick to start hand picking this cocoa lumber. Everybody did, quick, checking it for strength, checking it solid. And if it was a soft, lightweight piece, we chunked it to the side. We would not use it on here. Now, of course, in countries where you got some better choices of lumber, maybe you don't have that problem. But here, you know, it's a whole different game. Inside in here, this is the front little small bedroom. And up here high on the wall, there's an outlet set up right behind here, a box. And this right here, this tube, it's only sticking out temporary. It'll end up being more flush with the wall. And this is running down and going to a drain down below. And that's gonna be the drain tube for one of those split air conditioner units. Now, I just wanna tell everybody watching this, these are how I'm doing my things, right? You are responsible for what you do on your build. If you do something wrong and say, well, I did it like him and now I'm mad at him, this is how I'm doing it myself. On an island in the South Pacific, in a province, in a rural area, out by a beach, with limited resources. But some things even that might be available in Manila, I'm not in Manila. And logistics is not always easy, or it's cost prohibitive. So I'm making do with what we have here. I'm using my own method for building this. You do what's comfortable for you. I'm sharing what's been working for me. Those deep fried rolled up sandwiches again. Man, which one am I gonna steal? Yeah, I don't care. Go ahead. It was Mel's dad's 65th birthday. Man, it was some good food, good times. But I'm sitting there drinking some beer with her brothers and my brother-in-law, which has the same birthday as me, by the way. And this little sneaky sucker come up with cake icing all over her hand, trying to put it all over me. But she don't know I'm already prepared. I have a whole bunch of icing waiting for her. It backfired, didn't it?
Yes, instead I'm the one to put in you, I'm the one to...
You're the one covered in it.
Because you are a big hand, it's really...
And then the war began. Oh my God, we just got done all smashing icing on each other. I didn't record it. Of course, you don't want to phone out and mess it up like that, but even her dad, I had his face covered in solid white ice.
And everybody was really, run!
Everybody's running like King Kong or Godzilla's coming.
And really splash as the water, I'm wet right now. And then,
me too, I'm soaking wet.
And then somebody told me, Melinda, I would want to splash the water. I said, James, it's not San Juan yet.
It's not San Juan Day yet. San Juan Day in the Philippines when everybody throws water all over each other. Oh my God, we just had so much fun. We literally just had water wars with the kids, the adults, icing wars. Man.
Everybody enjoy it.
Good times, boy. Good times.
Good time,
man, enjoy life. Just
at least,
enjoy life.
At the same time also, Dad really happy and enjoy his simple celebration birthday. And well, all our neighbors really glad that all the food's really...
Man, I wish your other sisters could have been here. Oh my goodness, we'd have a really good war. Man, Melinda's sister Bebe, she is a blast to do those things with too.
Yes, yeah, you remember that.
We've had an icing war with her before. It's so much fun. Anywhere I would walk, everybody would scream and run, wouldn't they?
and they're hiding. It's like, oh, there.
Good times, boy. Good times. You never get too old to have a good time. Don't forget that. Age is a state of mind.